Okay, we also have to unplug the ABS cable. So you just pop this off of here. I used a screwdriver. Pull this out of here and it unplugs under here. That's where it's at. Just pop that out. There you go, unhooked. Okay, so we have the lower control arm, the bolts out now. And I'm going to put a floor jack under here and take the pressure. Okay, here we go. I got the floor jack in place, taking the pressure. I lowered this jack, so now we're going to come up here. So now I'm going to take this nut off of here. Also, just take a wire brush and clean around the nuts there. Make things come apart a little easier. Put a little oil on it, also helps. Using a C-clamp to actually hold it straight. Pipes on the ground, passing behind the axle, and it's lined up in there. So now I'm just going to slowly let it down, and may have to adjust this a little bit at the same time. Okay, did a couple of adjustments, got it in the hole. Actually pulled this down with my hands, and at the same time I put the pry bar in here so that I could force it into the right area up in there. Now that it's in the right place, I'm going to let it down a little bit more, and I think I'll put some oil in there at the top, make it lube it up a little bit. Probably let it slide in a little better. This is where it's going to come out. Now, as you can see, it's almost out the hole, so we're going to let the jack down a little more there and see what happens. Now that I have enough pressure on it, I think it may come into place. Let's have a look. Here she comes. There's some threads there. Should be able to grab that now. Put a nut on there and see if I can pull it the rest of the way through. Tighten her up. Okay, here we go. Shock is all in. Strut, spring mounted. And this is what I used. A piece of pipe. Pipe probably 24 inches long, I guess. 20, maybe less. I never measured it. All in place. Now I just gotta put the whatever the heck that's called back in. There you go. This is what it looks like when it's all back together. And that's how you put a spring in, by using the weight of the vehicle with when you got no spring tensioners. This is what it looks like when it's starting to go into place. The axle's all in, and just going to push that into place and it should pop right down and fit. Here we go, like that. Make sure it's in the right place, put your bolt in. Okay, we got the linkage stabilizer hooked up, tie rod ends hooked up, cutter key in. Now we're going to put the rotor on. The rotor isn't really good shape, but it still works pretty good. And the brake pads are cut to the rotors. As you can see, it looks like a record. And then this piece here, right there, it goes on like this. So I'll show you a little more in a bit. And while we're at it, we need to check to make sure these things are loose and they move back and forth. I got one at the bottom here, it's seized up, so I got to pop that out of there and get it loosened up, and the brakes will work properly. Okay, it took a lot of beating and pounding, but put it in the vise, twist it, turn, put oil on it, WD-40, but I finally got it to work. It took a lot to get her to work. That's what you want to check, make sure these things are working, because they need to move in and out like that with the brakes. And I put a little bit of anti-seize in there this time. Maybe it'll keep it from seizing up. And this is what it's called, anti-seize. Now I'm going to throw that together and show you a little bit more later. Brake pads are on. I reversed them. I had this one here on the inside. It was where it wore a little more than the outside one. So I'm just going to reverse them and see if it kind of brings it back close to wearing evenly again. Maybe not. Who knows? If you've got some extra time, take the time to clean these out. And here, your rotors get airflow and they actually cool off a lot faster. Just take all the rust out of it. There's quite a bit of rust in there. You can see that or not. Clean them out. There we go. Calipers all on. All back together again. I'll put the nut on the axle. 150 pounds, foot-pounds of pressure is what I'm going to torque it to. So I'll put the tire on, then I'll put the nut on, and then I'll tighten it up with the wheel on the ground so it doesn't move. Okay, this is my torque wrench. Set at 150 pounds of torque. Shows it right there, probably can't see it. This is how you tell whether or when you've got enough torque. Put that on and listen to this. That tells me that it's 150 foot-pounds of torque, so that's when I stop. That's how it's done. There we go. All back together. Tire's on. Still working good. That's how it's done. Hope you have fun.